All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to All Pro. We have a very special guest in the building tonight. FSU great Mr. Lights Out from Duval, baby. This is the great James Collins. What's up, bro?
What's going on, bro?
Nothing much, man. How's life?
Everything's good, man. I can't complain. I'm blessed, man.
Don't do no good to complain anyway.
Yeah, but I'm blessed, bro. I dreamed of having this life, but you can dream, but not often do that those dreams come true.
Amen. Amen to that. So we want to talk about your recruiting process and how you landed at Florida State, and take us through, what game solidified you going to Florida State.
Uh, Actually, you know, with um, crazy story. There's a
Okay.
lot of things, a lot of factors that went into that. I actually was gonna sign with the Gators,
Okay. Interesting. Let's go.
but Owen Kruger didn't have any personality. He didn't have
That's the
any
Gators coach, Lon Kruger, right? Yeah.
at the time he was a coach.
Hmm.
Didn't have any personality
Hmm.
and just wasn't very talkative. So I wasn't feeling him. I was a Gator and FSU fan,
Hmm.
so I was leaning towards signing with the Gators. But every time he would come see me, guy wasn't very talkative, man. He just didn't have no personality. So
Okay.
uh, I grew up with Leroy Butler in the Blodgett home,
Okay.
and I'm quite a few years younger than him. I'm probably about 5 or 6 years younger.
Hmm.
Grew up watching Cat going to Florida State. One of my former teammates, Harold Battle,
Okay.
graduated. He had gone to Florida State, and when I got down there on my visit, uh, it was 2 hours away from home. I just had a son like 3 weeks before I graduated.
Okay.
Uh, Things just fit. They were in the ACC. They had finished in the Elite Eight the last 2 years before I got there. It just was a win-win. That when I got down there, and I realized that that was just the place for me.
Okay. That's so. Let's go back to this Lon Kruger situation. Did he just have this arrogance? I mean, far as personality wise go, that I mean, he didn't speak to you too much.
Nah, he didn't have no arrogance. He actually a nice guy. He just was dry. you know, I'm pretty sure he got better over the years, but he just was dry, man. I didn't connect with him.
Okay.
So talking about head coach, you got to be able to connect with the head coach. I think he's a very good coach, but he and I just didn't connect.
Okay. So that segues into my next question, which is perfect. What was your relationship like with Coach Kennedy?
I had a good relationship with Coach Kennedy, but I was more had a better relationship with the assistants. The late Kenny Williamson
Okay.
passed away a few. Uh, David Zimmeroff ended up leaving, going to South Florida after my second year. Uh, Donnie Marsh. Uh, I had a very good, I had a good relationship with Pat, but I had a better relationship with the assistants because a lot of times
Okay.
there, you vibe with the assistants more a lot. You spend,
Yeah.
you know,
Yeah. So these guys, I mean, you vibed more with the assistants than anything. So when you get there, when you get to Tallahassee, what player took you under his wing and showed you this was the right way to do things?
Actually, nobody. Uh,
Oh, wow.
I'm I'm very headstrong. You know, I had my mind on straight, and I came there for one reason only. That was to go get to the pros, and really, honestly, and truly, nobody had to tell me this how it go. I kind of already knew. I wasn't a big partier. I wasn't, you know, I don't smoke. I don't drink like that. So I
Yeah.
wasn't that had to be shown how it's done. Uh, I watch Bob work a lot. Bob, be the player he was. Uh, watch guys like actually admire him a lot. I had to see his rehab
Okay.
at AC. Uh, and that's when I realized how tough it was for guys to come back from injuries like that. Because I seen him cry on it, trying to get that knee back to a certain level and the hard work he put in. So that kind of inspired me to be, you know, keep my body,
Okay.
do the things I needed to do so I wouldn't, you know, it wouldn't have it.
Okay. So, bro, this is off target, but has anybody ever told you you look like Big Daddy Kane?
Nah, bro.
You do. So all of these guys that played at Florida State when you were there your freshman year, none of these guys took you under your wing. Look, and I'm gonna put the notable guys. You had Chuck Graham, who we had on the show. Uh, you you had Bobby Sura. You even had Charlie.
Well,
You also had
Charlie,
Andre Cooper as well.
nah, Coop, me and Coop came into school together. Coop never really played basketball. Coop played 2 games.
Okay,
Coop played 2 games his freshman year. Didn't play anymore.
okay,
But me and Coop came into school together. We were both freshmen.
okay.
So Charlie came later. Charlie came later after football. You gotta remember he was playing
Hmm.
football. To
Hmm. Hmm.
But I learned. I'm not saying I didn't learn anything from the guys, but I didn't have a minute. You know, it it wasn't. To be honest with you, bro, it wasn't even that type of team. We didn't. Things wasn't done like that. I mean, be honest with you, we had a team, but you know, guys wasn't taking guys under their wing. I did it, but when I came along, uh, truthfully, I wasn't even looking to be under nobody's wings. I was trying to take some playing time. I was really trying to
I
explore.
got you. So let's. There's so many questions I want to ask you. So let's start with this one. Uh, there were I seen five of you guys average double figures this particular year. How difficult was it to get the hot man the ball that around that time?
Actually, it wasn't very difficult. We wasn't a selfish team.
Hmm.
Uh, we had a lot of fun. We worked hard. It was difficult for me because I went into the year being a starting point guard. Was playing like 35 minutes a game. I went from playing when Charlie and Chuck came back. I went from playing 35 minutes a game, and I think we were like 15-2 to start the season off. He sent me to the bench without even asking a question. I didn't get to work for the, you know, starting spot. He sent me to the bench, so my minutes were like cut drastic. So
Okay.
it was tough for me because he didn't allow me to fight for the position. So one day I went in his office and told him like, "Hey, I came here to compete, and that's now how it's going. I thought, everybody got a chance to compete for the spot. So I ended up like I just went to the bench. You didn't even give me a chance to fight for the position or fight for playing time. You just basically like, oh, I'm a freshman, so these guys are seniors. I got my time, but I wasn't trying to hear that, bro. I told him, look, either you gonna let me fight for the position, I need to go somewhere.
Okay. So, but that's another segue. So that's another segue that we're in. So they got you to stay all 4 years. Obviously, you got over what was happening. So during those 4 years that you stayed, James, uh, was there any rumblings in the draft before you decided to come out?
Well, I think I stayed too long.
Okay.
I, uh,
Yeah.
I should have came out my junior year,
Okay.
but we we was having some bad luck. Uh, he was getting McDonald's All Americans, but they wasn't playing like a McDonald's All American. You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah. Yeah.
Like, I'm not gonna name no names, but guys had a monster freshman year and they fizzled out after
Okay.
that. And so it kind of hurt our team because he was getting the talent, but the talent wasn't showing on the floor.
So you think that they were, like you said, we won't say names, but you think that they were, after they showed out their freshman year, they felt like they could just ride off this lazy energy and just be on the team at that point?
Nah, I just think guys wasn't working on their game.
Okay. Okay.
You know, in college, right?
Hmm.
So in college, you know, that was at that time when analytics was coming out, but it wasn't like prevalent. So if people know anything about college sports, scouting reports are tremendous. Right? They really scout real well,
Hmm.
and you can't be the same player from 1 year. You have to work on getting better because the scouting report. Everybody got scouting report. They share information. So if you're not working on your game, you're not getting.
Amen. So speaking of working on your game, let's talk about your best game at FSU. And I think I seen you play it whenever we got a chance to watch Florida State games when they put them on the air. What was, in your opinion, what was your best game at FSU?
Uh, I would probably say, know, we played South Florida. If you think my junior year or sophomore, uh, I think I only missed one shot. I think I was
Oh
like two
wow.
away from a triple double. You know, I've had some good games scoring wise. I think overall that game was just one of my best games because it was just the totality of steals, rebounds, and points.
Okay. So James, I'm that you said the South Florida game was. I like the NIT game. I was up out of my seat watching the whole game. Like this dude is not going to miss. And I think I had like two or three people over the house. We were watching that game, bro, and you went crazy. You went crazy that game.
Was that the semifinals against Connecticut?
Yeah, yeah. You went crazy that game, man.
Well,
Yeah.
I'm gonna tell you a crazy story.
Okay.
Okay. I had gotten in some my junior year. I was messing with this female on the side, right?
Okay.
It was only a sex. We
Mhm.
wasn't in a relationship. I had a
Okay.
I had a girlfriend, and she started doing stuff she ain't had no business. You pop up to my house, running down. So you broke the agreement that we had.
Mhm.
You're not house. I left her alone. 3 months later, after I hadn't talked to the girl, I hadn't seen her. Uh, she had left a message on my answer sheet before saying that she was going to make my life. Like you're going pro. I'm gonna make
Uh-oh.
sure you get. Well, I thought she was kidding. Needless to say, fast forward the story. 3 months later, police knocking on my door saying that I'm stalking the girl by harassment. I
Oh
ended up
no.
going to jail in like 3 hours and uh, get out. Uh, I'm gonna be honest with you. The girl, what got me in trouble with that girl was calling my girlfriend, threatening my son, calling my girlfriend's dad, calling my mom. So at the time, I'm a young guy. I'm a young adult, but I come from the streets. I just don't act
Mm-hmm.
like it.
Mm-hmm.
So at that time, she was doing all that. I told her to stop. She didn't stop. So my thing, you're not gonna threaten my people, my son, my girlfriend, my mom. So I ended up getting in trouble because I started doing things. I had some girls beat her up on camera. I,
Okay.
uh, I had some friends of mine vandalize the house. I put some naked pictures that I had up of her, had them put it all over a job. Um, she, I'm being honest with you, I was back to what I used to be. I come from the hood. I come from, you know, doing bad things. So I don't think she knew that, but I was not gonna just let it go like that. What I know now, it was a bad decision, but it was what it was at the time. And I ended up getting in trouble. So we played Connecticut with
Okay.
Grant. I just gotten out of jail the day before the game.
Oh, wow.
It
Okay.
was the worst game I ever played at FSU. I was like 3 for 12 from the floor. It was like the worst game I ever had. And
Oh,
Connecticut like killed us.
so
So that
you haven't seen this lady since.
no. The crazy thing is I go to jail for something that I didn't do, but I own up to what I did. My
Yeah.
part is it took me 5 more years after that to get rid of this woman. She followed me around, still calling. I changed my number a million times. She's still calling. The last time, like her brother calls me, and I'm like, "Hey, dude, how you get the number?" Like, sister gave it to me. So I hangs up, change my number, that thing. So it took me 5 more years. She took me to jail to get rid of this woman.
Wow. That's a lot, bro. And this is right on the cusp of you going to the league. So with
See,
that being said, I'm sorry that happened, bro. That those
uh,
I have a better word for him, but we'll talk about that off camera one day. So
finish what I was saying to you about
go
that
ahead.
game that you talking about, Connecticut NRT.
Mhm.
So why I was so amped up because I remember I played so bad against them the last game.
Mhm.
So it was added fuel for that game. Not only
Mhm.
I win, but it was I had played so bad the year before.
Okay. So that was your fuel to go ahead and snap.
Yeah.
Okay. So you guys, it appears to me, from what I've read, you played every game at Florida State. Every game you made an appearance. What was the key to staying so healthy, man?
I like I said, I don't. I've never smoked a day of my life. I really don't drink. I'm like a 10 to 15 time drinker guy, and right
Mm.
now drink right now really. So I always took care of my body. I get sleep. I
Right,
eat. I lift weights.
right.
Train properly. So I didn't really damage my body.
Okay, I don't drink and I've never done anything extra unrecreational myself. So that's why I feel like I relate to you a little bit. So let's talk about, while you're at Florida State a little bit. Uh, when you got to play a team, who you tell me who made you play them hard, and who did you like to show out on when you got a chance to play them?
Well, Vince Carter
Okay.
uh, came in school behind me, but he made a comment one time, said uh, something to the effect of if he come to Florida State, they would have forgot about me or something like that. I don't know if that's the exact word, but it was something to that effect. I don't know if it was a rumor and he said it, but that's what got back to me. So like every time I seen him at North Carolina, it was a problem. He was a nice guy. He was a nice
So
guy. But
so you wanted to cook him just because of stuff
that's
he
what
said
I,
back then. I had a friend that played against him in high school when Port St. Joe, Florida, were on their game. They got to play against Vince Carter, and I heard stories about him. Bad boy. But
yeah.
my money was with you anyway, James. So what else was I going to ask you? Uh, what team did you hate playing when you played in college?
I hated playing Wake Forest with Tim Duncan.
Why so?
And Tim Tim Duncan made everyone else around him better because the threat he was and the defender he was kind of made teams change what they did. Offensively, he was a just was a nightmare. Just Reynolds, uh, guy, and everybody else fitted off of playing with him. Open shots, and Wake Forest would surround him with number shooters. I mean, and it seemed like they never missed. I don't care who it was. It just seemed like they never missed shots. And defensively, you can't just go in that kind of way. Tim Duncan blocking all them shots. So it was tough playing them because of him. I hated playing them because of him.
That's interesting. I think Chuck was on the show and he said the exact same thing you said. He said they just didn't. Tim Duncan and them were loaded that year. That was a little bit after Randolph Childress. I mean, Randolph Childress was a little bit before you guys, right?
No, Randolph was in school.
Okay.
And actually, he's the he's the most to me. He's the best ACC player of my time. I I didn't watch him kill everybody. I think I like held him like 13 points one time. Uh, it was so bad. Bob was guarding, and he was getting like 30. And Bob come to the bench like day and like I'm not guarding him anymore.
Wow. Yeah, I seen him light up. I think it was North Carolina one game. I seen him light them all the way up.
He was
So
like, up, bro.
so you leave FSU and decide to take your talents to the NBA. So what now? What now? Did you get drafted by?
Clippers.
You get drafted by the 76ers.
No, it's actually okay. It was the 76ers pick, but I
Okay. They
drafted
traded it.
Clippers. The Clippers traded with the Sixers for the pick, so the pick wasn't the Clippers pick. I mean, the Sixers pick. It actually was the Clippers pick. It's just that the Sixers have to pick you for the Clippers.
Okay.
So I called it the gift and the curse
Okay.
because you go to the worst team in the league, you get drafted by the worst team in the league, and at that time, we were one of the worst teams, if not the worst, and it was the worst organization, probably the worst organization ever.
So
I don't
go ahead. I'm sorry. I was so eager to ask you this question. I've been trying to ask you this question all day.
Mhm.
Uh, the, you got drafted in the second round, and you said Philly and the Clippers swap picks for your services.
know. What happened was Clippers only had one pick, the 13th pick in the draft. They drafted Maurice Taylor. They didn't
Okay.
have any more picks. The Clippers traded a future pick to the
Oh,
to get me in the second round.
okay.
Then to get me there and tell me I had to make the team and I wasn't getting the guaranteed money. Yeah, it was the gift and the curse, bro. Uh, I think Bill Fitch is dead, but I I don't like that gentleman.
Bill Fitch was the coach then.
Yeah, man. He wasn't he wasn't a coach. He's a tyrant. He didn't inspire you to play basketball. Like today, he would be like, "You're doing good," and next day he would say something ridiculous that made you want to fight him. And he didn't inspire you to be better. Like, and the trainer told me who he'd been with him for 20 years, told me that he liked him because he'd seen him run rookies crazy. Nobody. He's the coach who got fired from Boston after winning the championship with Larry Bird and McHale and all of them. He
Who
got
was that? Casey Jones.
no. Bill Fitch got fired after he
Bill
won.
Fitch. That was Fitch, right? That was Fitch.
Yeah, and I could see why nobody liked him. He would like we had a point guard by the name of Dave Martin. He tortured Derek like really bad. Derek was his starting point guard for several years, but he would only give him a 1 year deal, and he would tell him he only was the point guard because he couldn't find nobody else, and he wasn't even a backup in this league. He just was a nasty guy, man.
That sounds like it. So let me ask you this, James. Who was the GM? Was it Elgin Baylor at the time?
Yeah, but Elgin Baylor wasn't. He's a very good guy, very good player, but GM's nah, he's just
Wow.
holding a job. He's just holding a job.
So I'll tell you how I found out that the Clippers, and because we were reading it, this was around the time newspapers, you had to get all your information from newspapers. I know you remember that. And I looked in the paper and I was reading it with somebody and I was like, bro, they just cut James Collins, the Clippers. And we was like, well, how in the Clipper, how in the hell do the Clippers got room to, how do they got room to cut people when they have never been good?
Actually, I didn't get cut. They just didn't re-sign me.
Okay, okay,
Yeah, they
okay.
just re-signed me. Listen, man, I get drafted by them. I didn't understand their logic. So again, they didn't have any picks but one pick. They trade with Philly to get me,
Mm-hmm.
So you would think that they really wanted me. Only to get me there and say, we're not going to give you any guaranteed money. You're going to have to make the team. So what did you waste a draft pick to get me for if you're not planning on seeing if I could actually pan out for you? So it's like 10 guys in camp for, or maybe 20 for one spot on the roster. Uh, I go to the summer league. I'm playing well. I'm averaging about 20 something points, and 7 assists, averaging like 6 rebounds. The guy comes and like tells me I'm not playing hard. What? So I go from playing all these minutes to like 1 or 2 minutes a game. And then like it messed me up because I'm like, what is this dude talking about? Because I know I play hard. So I go home, I start working out like crazy. Gained like 20 pounds of muscle. I was running, working out because I'm like, I'm gonna show these people when I get back. And I get back, he asked me, was I on steroids? I'm like, no, I just been working out like crazy.
Mm.
So get to camp, it's like 20 guys for one spot. They give Nate Erdman, a guy from Europe, $100,000 guaranteed money, and another guy $75,000 guaranteed money, and they were free agents. They draft these guys, and they wouldn't give me 1 cent guaranteed. So I need to say I win the spot on the team, but my my contract don't get guaranteed to January 7th. So I'm basically like a regular job. If you get cut today, you get what you work for. You don't get any more money. So yeah, like I say, to get to the first, I never even played in the first half. I played in the first half twice the whole season. Like I started off on the IR because you could only dress out of 15 people, you could only dress 12 guys.
Okay.
He told me he didn't like to play rookies, so he told me I wasn't gonna never play because he didn't like to play rookies. So how I ended up getting on the active roster was uh, we ended up losing Lloyd Bart, who got hurt his back, and some other guys uh, got hurt, and we were down to like 9 players on the roster. So even that, he took like 6 or 7 games before he took me off the IR. That's how I ended up getting on the roster. And I only played in, we were playing San Antonio, in San Antonio. Uh, Once again, David Robinson, Tim Duncan, they're killing us. We down by like 18. He gets mad at James Robinson, tells James Robinson he wants him to be like John Stockton.
Mm-hmm.
James Robinson is like, fuck John Stockton. Uh, John Stockton want to be like me, and I don't want to be like him. But he tell James Robinson to go to the locker room. His night's over. So uh, I'm not expecting to play because I wasn't playing at all. He said he didn't want like to play rookie. So I always stayed ready, but I wasn't expecting to play. Well, he hollers, JC, go in the game. I go in, I play 12 minutes, I scored 12 points in 12 minutes. I didn't miss a shot. I After this game, I had like 12 points, 5 rebounds, 3 assists, 2 steals in 12 minutes. I didn't play the next 20 games.
You didn't play the next 20 games after that.
I didn't play the next 20 games.
Wow. Bro, that is highway robbery if I ever heard it, bro. I didn't even know it was that deep. So all I'm gonna say to that, James, is I'd be doing some kind of investigation, but remember the Clippers even told Kobe that he wasn't good enough to play, and look what happened to them. And that's why Clippers are not good these days. So now you're overseas and you're balling a little bit. How was that experience better than of course it was. Better than NBA?
No. Don't let overseas fool you. If you ask any player that plays overseas, it's a grind. You're practicing 3 times in one day. You hear what I say?
Yeah.
You practicing 3 times in one day. You're doing all this practice. You play on all these hard floors. You travel different. Uh, it's not the same, man. You get money, but you can make good money, but it's not the same. Your EuroLeague teams, you're gonna travel well. On the EuroLeague teams, FIBA teams, you're gonna travel well, but you also gonna travel on that bus to some of these games. You're not flying like NBA on a private flight. You got your own seat and it reclines. Nah, that's not happening. Teams in Europe have their own plane, and I said less than 5.
Wow. So you're are you coaching now?
Yeah.
So tell us about that.
Before I tell you this, let me tell you how true this man was when I played for the Clippers.
Okay.
I got another one for you.
Go
So we're
ahead.
in the season. We're somewhat towards the end of the season. We're playing Vancouver.
Okay.
Grizzlies, when Memphis was Vancouver Grizzlies.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, what's the guy? Abdul Rahim.
Sharif Abdul Rahim.
Oh, he giving us that work. He giving us that work. We're down by like 16. It's 9 minutes left in the game. I guess he gave up. He's like, JC, go in. I go in, I score 15 straight points. This is what I'm telling you. 15 straight points. God bless the dead, Lorenzen Wright. Instead
Mm-hmm.
of pass me the ball on the other elbow, I'm open. He shoots the shot himself and misses. We lose by 1. The next game we play Portland the next day. I'm the first sub off the bench. The first sub. This never happened. I immediately get in the game, get a steal, get 2 points, come back down, get an assist. I've probably been in the game all of 30 seconds, maybe. And the horn goes off. Who you think he's coming to get?
And this
Me.
is Fitch.
I was subbed out after 30 seconds. I was subbed out. I didn't play no more the rest of the season.
Wow. Fans, viewers, do y'all hear this? This is highway robbery, bro. Wow.
Have you heard Gilbert Arenas' podcast where he was talking about he knows some guys that are like 400,000 guys that be killing
Mm-hmm.
and they're never going to see the light of day. They're going to get cut. It don't matter how good they are. He's telling the truth.
Mm.
He's telling the truth. And I didn't know the business side of it. I didn't know. I'm thinking like you work hard, you go in here and work hard and don't get any trouble. You're a likable guy by all your teammates. You know, you're good with the organization. You're gonna make it. No. If you don't have a coach that likes you, you don't have a coach that's also the GM because the GMs and the president makes the decision. If the coach is not the coach and the GM, he don't make any decision. He's just a mouthpiece. So I didn't know the business side of it, and I got caught in that politics of basketball. So my career really ended before it started because I only played in 23 of the 82 games.
Wow. Wow, bro. That's
Other
tough, man.
got one worse than all of that. We're in Madison Square Garden. It's 0.1 second on the clock. You hear me? It's the fourth quarter. It's 0.1 second. He hollers down to me and James Robinson, JC, Hollywood, go in the game. I'm like I'm telling James, I ain't going in. He's like, you can't. They can find you. You gotta go in the game. I'm like, man, it's 0.1 seconds. When Larry Johnson at the free throw, when he shoots the ball, he missed. Game over with. What we going in the game for?
Mm-hmm.
He's like, I know, bro, but you gotta go in or they could. So I go in the game. Larry Johnson cussed him out. Larry Johnson actually cussed Bill Fitch out for putting me in the game. He's like, what this young boy gonna do with 0.1 second? He cussed him out. This what kind of guy this guy.
So Bill Fitch and nobody, because I've never seen anything on it. Nobody brought this to the league's attention at all.
What the league gonna do?
Hey, you would know better than me, but I mean,
can run it how he wants, as long as he's not doing anything abusive, like putting his hands on you. He can do what he wants. Like, truthfully,
yeah,
Latrell Sprewell is not gonna choke PJ Carlissimo for nothing. Listen what I tell you. Mm-hmm. There's some things that coach is doing over and over, and he's been told, hey man, I'm a man, you a man. It's a better way you can handle this or say this to me. You understand what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
So when the guy snaps, when the trail snaps, he's not snapping because this is one time the guy did this. It's an ongoing thing. You know, and you have to remember that all of the men, you're a man, I'm a man. You can say what you want to, but in a respectful way where you're not testing my manhood. You know, some things a man says, you know that it's personal and it's not geared towards the game.
Right.
We all human, and people can say, well, man, you got to let that go. Yeah, but the man pushing this button every day. Come on. Everybody ain't mentally tough enough to hold that and something. Yeah.
Wow. Yeah, I figured that was the case. You keep pushing buttons, and eventually somebody's gonna step. So it's gonna pressure bust pipes. Imagine what it does to flesh. So you know what I'm talking about? So yeah, bro. So yeah, man. They I just really think they need to look into that Bill Fitch situation a little more. And your voice could be what they need.
Well, ain't no looking into it. It's nothing really, honest, truly, to look into. I mean, he's not the first one to do stuff like this. He ain't gonna be the last.
Right.
They don't care. Man, listen. These people do not care all the way. It's about putting a product on the floor. It's not about they don't care about a treatment of a player, really. It's about making that money for them.
Right.
Everything is good about making money for the NBA.
Right. Right.
If it ain't making money, they don't care who you is. You can be whoever. They'll throw you to the wayside.
Well,
they can make any player a star, and they can kill any player's career.
And that's what I call the puppet effect, because they can play you like, well, they can pull your strings whenever they want to. That's insane, bro. But we're gonna make this podcast go. We're gonna make this video go viral on YouTube, so just so they'll know what this guy stood for. So now tell me about your coaching these days, and tell me about that.
Yeah, I'm back at my alma mater. I've been out here 16 years. I'm Andrew Jackson High School, where I
Okay.
graduated high school from.
Okay.
It's going good. I just the game has changed. The kids done changed,
Mm-hmm.
and I'm struggling with the way the kids are. You know, if you tell me you're trying to go to college and you want to be a professional, there's steps to being a professional and going to college. And this generation, they don't like to work, man.
They don't.
They're entitled. You know,
Yeah,
it's not a
that's true.
generation really a struggle. These kids really got houses big as ours. They're living good. And parents are giving them everything and not making them work for anything. And I understand it, but it's making these kids lazy. It's making them entitled. And it's not all of them, but it's a vast majority of them.
Yeah.
So,
I say the same thing, James. I mean, I have a youth foundation, and I say the exact same thing. You're not going to be entitled around me. I despise entitlement like I despise racism. So that's the two factors that are kids that are not, not wanting to work for things, like you said.
yeah,
So,
but it's going
so
well. I've been to 4 straight state championships. Last year we got knocked out early.
okay,
Uh, this year we're looking to go back. Hopefully, the kids can grow up and we can do some special things this year.
good, good. So they know your history playing in the NBA and playing at a high level on Division 1. Do any of them want to try you in practice and see if you still got it? And do you cook them? Is my question.
Nah, my kids don't challenge me because they see they've seen me still play. So uh, I don't play anymore like I used to, but my kids don't challenge me because they know I still can play, and they see it because I get out there with them. So uh, I don't get challenged. Plus, I've never lost to none of them. Um, I conceded a win to him because I didn't want to hurt him. He was fouling so much, so I basically conceded a win to him because I didn't want to hurt him because I need him. And you know
Okay.
where I'm from, we go ahead and hurt you, no problem.
Okay.
And he's my player, so I can't hurt him.
So over here we play uh Mount Rushmore all time. So give me your starting five all time at Florida State, and you also get two subs. Chuck Graham, he uh he did it, and his was real interesting. I think he had you in. I told him I put you in on mine too. Uh, who do you? Who's your five starters and your two subs?
Ooh. Uh, what's the center that played with uh Dave Gowens? What I think Dave
Dave
Gowens.
Cowens. Okay, Dave Cowens, Hall of Famer.
Dave Cowens at center.
Okay,
Uh, I will put Doug Edwards
okay,
at the 4. Uh, I'm gonna put. Let me see. I will put me and Bob at the 2 and 3. Me and
okay,
Bob.
okay.
Uh, point guard. I'm probably gonna go with Deron Mays at point guard.
Okay.
Uh, my sub is gonna be Cassell,
Okay.
and uh, one of my forwards. Myself would be a forward. It's probably Irv Thomas or uh, George McLeod.
George McLeod. Okay. He's been in a lot of those, but a lot of people have also put Terrence Mann there. A lot of people have put Kevin Gelly there, Bernard James, a lot of those guys.
Well, that's people who are young.
Yeah.
You, see, see, with you picking these all-time teams,
Hmm.
basically, guys are gonna pick the guys who they seen.
Yeah. Yeah.
They're not gonna pick guys that they didn't see. And I, I, I don't like to pick all-time teams because I hadn't seen everybody.
Okay.
You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah, I do.
Uh, it's hard for you to say this guy was better than that guy and that guy was better than this guy when you haven't seen them all. Now, if
Hmm.
you seen the guy play and you're really not trying to be biased, you make an objective answer. But I celebrate all the greats and even the guys that wasn't greats at FSU. I mean, this is a hard game. If a guy makes it to college on an athletic scholarship, I mean, it's an accomplishment. So I celebrate everyone.
Hey,
Um,
man, that's well said. So, who do you think, and we'll get you out of here, who do you think mirrors your game the most? And I'll tell you my opinion. Who mirrors your game the most to me? I mean, not far as dribbling goes, because I didn't see him with too many handles. But I remember Michael Snare when he was there. He shot like you and George McLeod. Do you agree with that? Or
yeah, I think uh, his last year,
Mhm.
because he was struggling for his early years, he was struggling. I think his last year, he started shooting the ball really well,
Mhm.
or he's probably shooting the ball well, but not playing. He just didn't play well. But I think like his last year, uh, I don't think his game resembles mine, but I thought he shot the ball well in his last year.
Okay. Okay.
I think
Fair enough.
more. I think more. Tony Douglas.
Tony Douglas. Okay. Okay. So Tony Douglas mirrors your game a lot.
I
I'll
think he
agree with
plays
that.
more of my game than Michael Snare.
That's fair enough, man. It, we'll get you out of here, man. We just want to thank you for stopping by, bro. I've been a fan of yours ever since I seen you play at Florida State. And it'd be a month me trying to put my five starters and two subs together because I would always have to make room for you. And I also want to thank you for stopping by and everything you have done for the game of basketball. And we're going to make this video go viral, James. So thank you for stopping by, bro. We love everything you've done for the game of basketball.
Thank you for having me, bro.
Bro, anytime, bro. God bless.
Same to you.
All right. That was the great, great. When I tell you great, that was the great James Collins. I'm not talking about just, and you heard some of his interview uh, saying how nasty of an industry that the NBA was with Bill Fitch, and I remember him. I remember him. He had just as many losses as he had wins in in his years playing in or coaching in the NBA. Loser. Uh, Y'all keep him in your prayers because my man has went through the gauntlet. Once again, uh, we're streaming on Spotify, YouTube. We're working on iHeart and the rest of them. We'll get them down. Uh, thank you for joining us for another episode of the All Pro Podcast. All Pro.